Hey everybody, Laura Williams with Epicure. I'm just whipping up some beef and broccoli using tofu instead of beef, and I just wanted to show you how easy it is. So what I've got is my Epicure wok preheated here. I just got it on medium, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use broccoli from Costco. It is frozen, and I love buying it this way because it comes prepackaged in just the right portion for us. And I just use one bag for the recipe. So I love it. It's organic and fresh, and it works really well. The first thing I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna whip up my sauce. So we've got the beef and broccoli stir fry here. So it just calls for soy sauce and a little bit of water. So I've got my water in my 4-cup prep bowl here. I'm just gonna start by opening up my package. I've got my Epicure Prep Pro scissors right here. And I'm just gonna give that a little dump in my bowl, followed by just a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce. I do want to just reduce the sodium, so I'm only gonna use 1 tablespoon and it does the trick. So that was the 4-in-1 spoon that I used to measure. So again, I'm just going to whisk my sauce up just to get it going here. I always like to leave it for a few minutes just so those flavors can open up and the dried red pepper and herbs to kind of get reawakened, if you will. So let's begin. We've got our pan. It's a nice temperature. I'm just going to use a tiny, tiny bit of olive oil in my pan. And then we've got our broccoli. So again, I'm gonna use my Prep Pro scissors. I find that these are awesome in the kitchen. I know a lot of people actually use them to cut meat, to cut, veggies, anything you're looking to really have sliced up, but maybe not using the knife. If you take a look, I've got my broccoli in here. It's making a nice sizzle. My pan was a good temperature. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover my wok. I want to allow those florets just to steam and get nice and delicious, but I will not leave them in there too long. I want them to be a little bit crispy. Now what you didn't see is I actually whipped up some tofu in my air fryer. And what I'll do with that is toss it right in here before I put my sauce in. So we're just gonna give it a minute. Now, I just want to mention, if you're somebody who hasn't used Epicure before, or maybe you just have a couple of products in your pantry, feel free to reach out to me if you're looking for any meal ideas or suggestions. The great thing about Epicure is that all of our products are gluten-free, most are non-GMO project verified, and most things are also vegan, so they don't contain dairy. There are a few that still do. But all in all, our product line is super, super clean. So if you're looking at this beef and broccoli, for example, if you were to go to the grocery store and find something like this on the shelf, likely you're going to be blown away by just the amount of sodium in each portion. And basically this particular recipe, it makes 4 servings, so you get 4 really nice sized servings, and there's actually only 90 milligrams of sodium in the packet itself. So once you add your soy sauce, of course, that's going to bring it up, which again is why I'm a little mindful about how much I put in. But to be honest, I've made this so many times, it is a favorite here, and basically that soy sauce, you really don't need a whole lot to get the taste there. So let's just take a peek at the broccoli now. I've got my saute spoon. So this saute spoon is from Epicure. It's one of our wonderful pieces of silicone cookware. So I'm just gonna give that a little flip. And again, I like to keep an eye on my broccoli just because I don't want, I just don't want it getting overdone. I like to have that little bit of crunchiness or crispiness. Now, what you could do is this beef and broccoli, you could serve it over rice or rice noodles if you wanted. We eat it as is. I find it super flavorful and honestly very filling. So again, because one package makes 4 servings, I'll eat, my fiance will eat, and then we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. So it's really, really helpful. I love those meal solutions. These meal solutions, they come in packs of 3 for $11.50. So you get 3 of the same meal solutions for $11.50. We do have a few options that include a variety, but all in all, they're a great value. Basically, you can have dinner on the table for less than $4 a portion, including groceries, which is amazing. And again, I'll talk a little bit about my broccoli. I love to use the frozen broccoli just because it is fresh when it's frozen. And I find that with the cost of produce lately, it's just nice to be able to take something from the freezer, know it's not going to have gone bad, and dump it in the pot, make sure that, you know, everything is cooked nicely. And I can be, again, making this video while I'm waiting for my broccoli to steam up nicely. So keep it in mind, frozen is not always a bad thing. And I encourage you to give it a try. One thing I might do with this recipe as well is use what I do have in the fridge. I have actually made the beef and broccoli before, the packet, with peppers and onions, and it's super delicious. So I do encourage you to step outside the box with your recipes and send me a message. Let me know what you're making with your Epicure. I always love to hear it. I do offer a little giveaway every month in my VIP group, so feel free to join my VIP group if you have not already. I would absolutely love to see what you're doing with your products. So I would say it's been a few minutes. I'm happy with the way my broccoli looks. It's nice and bright. I'm just gonna set the lid right there and I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my tofu. Alrighty, so I've got this tofu all ready to go. What I did was I tossed it in a little bit of olive oil after I pressed the water out. And then after olive oil, I tossed some salt on there, put it in my preheated air fryer for about 10-12 minutes or so. And then I just dumped it in my, my Epicure metal mixing bowl, just to kind of keep the heat a little bit. But honestly, we're gonna be reheating it in this pan. I absolutely love tofu made in the air fryer. If you have an air fryer, I encourage you to give it a try. Alrighty, so again, we're back to our sauce. All those flavors, they smell amazing. So I'm actually gonna give that just a pour right over our tofu and broccoli. Alrighty, so now I'm just gonna mix this up. Now because we were on medium heat and I've just poured some cold sauce on my broccoli and tofu, I'm just gonna turn the heat up a little bit and we'll just let that sit. So I love to give it a nice mix just to make sure all of the flavors are in every last bite of the beef and broccoli. And again, I know I'm using tofu, but we still call it beef and broccoli. Okay, I'm gonna cover that up and we'll check it out. So again, if you're somebody who hasn't used your Epicure products and you're just a little bit curious what else you can do, I also encourage you just to visit Epicure's website and go to the recipes section. For example, let's say you've got a jar of lemon dilly that's been in your cupboard and you're just not sure what else to do with it other than the suggested recipe on the back. Go to Epicure's website, go to the recipes tab, search lemon dilly and click recipes. Then you'll be able to see all kinds of suggestions. There are so many on there, so don't hesitate to check it out. You know, let me know too what you're trying, what you liked, and if you need suggestions from me personally, I am more than happy to help. I always love giving suggestions. I'll get an idea of maybe what sort of products you have liked in the past, and then I can offer some ideas based on what your family likes to eat. All right, so we'll just give it another second. I'm gonna grab a plate and a fork, and I'm gonna do a little taste test in front of you, so just bear with me. So I got my fork and I got my plate. I'm gonna give this another mix just to make sure that all of those delicious, delicious flavors all get nice and mixed up. Awesome. That's awesome. It looks so good and it smells even better. So again, if you have any of these meal solutions, give them a try and don't be afraid to go off the grid, if you will, with the recipe. I'm just heating it up a little bit more. I just want to get that nice, like almost like a sauce going. So I just want to allow it to thicken a little bit and do its thing. So this video, we've been live for about 10 minutes now. So you can see, aside from the tofu that I did up just a bit ahead of time, not too much, this entire meal is ready in about 15 minutes. It's really, really amazing. Oh yeah, this is looking awesome. So I've got my plate. I'm just gonna make sure I get myself a nice equal portion of broccoli and tofu. Alrighty. Nice and saucy. Perfect. So I'll just show you now what I've got here. So again, we've got the nice delicious broccoli and the tofu. I'm just gonna give it a little taste here. Grab a little piece of broccoli and a little piece of tofu. It's gonna be hot. Always a favorite. I love this one. I knew I was gonna love it, but I just wanted to show you how amazing it looks and just how easy it is. This is literally as good as Chinese food. If you're getting takeout weekly, try this instead. See if you like it. And you know, honestly, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you haven't tried it yet. It tastes just like or better than takeout. And again, way less sodium, better for you. And again, I'm eating this on its own, so it's just your protein and whatever veggies you decide to go with. You can top over rice, noodles, or again, just eat it like I do. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you tuning in. If you did watch this, go ahead, leave a comment. If you're watching live, let me know. Otherwise, you can hashtag replay. Thank you all so much. Take care.